I'd spent a very long Tuesday walking back and forth across the streets of Dublin. Already visited the Guinness Storehouse and the Jameson Distillery, so I knew that the last stop of the day was going to be the historic St. Patrick's Cathedral, first built in 1191. So it's usually at this point in one of my videos that I would then show you footage of St. Patrick's Cathedral, show you all the beautiful architecture, talk about everything that went on. Unfortunately, as I previously mentioned in my other videos, earlier that day, I had both visited the Guinness Storehouse and the Jameson Distillery. And I had, let's say, so much fun that I kind of forgot to take video footage. But what I do have are these pretty pictures on screen right now. I'm going to talk over it. St. Patrick's Cathedral, absolutely stunning place to visit. You can't miss it if you're in Dublin, Ireland. Must see. A very funny story is when you visit Dublin, I find that if you ask somebody how they're doing, the locals are incredibly friendly. I'd go up to somebody and go, howdy, or how's your mom and them? And they would inevitably say back to me in that delightful Irish accent, oh, well, the weather's a bit shite. I heard that maybe about a dozen times. I swear, outside of St. Pat's, there was a priest. He was in the collar and all that stuff, and I went, good afternoon, Father. How are you doing? I'm sure my eyes were a little bit glazed over. And he went, oh, well, the weather's a bit shite. I'm like, you're a man of God. We are standing right in front of God's house. And you're going, all right, welcome to Ireland, I suppose. So since I could not fully show you the story of St. Patrick's, I will instead tell you what happened next. After a nice long nap, I was actually set up to go on an online date with a very pleasant, I assume, Irish woman. And she told me to meet her at a speakeasy, like a real speakeasy, not one of these pop-up places. It was one of those places where you had to take a left, a right, a left. You're in the industrial part of town. You pressed a buzzer and you asked for Shane. The kind of place where the kegs were in the basement. Now, the sad part of this story is I got stood up for my date. The woman never showed up. However, let's rejoin the story now as I start making friends in an Irish speakeasy. In a pub not much larger than the average American living room, it didn't take very long to start making some new friends. And everywhere that I went in Europe, I kind of felt like country had just come to town. It was in this pub that I first learned about splitting the G. It's apparently a pretty common drinking game to take that first sip of Guinness and drink it down just enough so that it splits the G in the pint glass. And for the rest of the evening, it was all about lifting pints, telling jokes, talking about getting stood up on blind internet dates, and just sharing a general cultural exchange. It was also the first time I had ever learned how to play European-style billiards. Now, lucky for both me and the folks I was playing with, nobody was all that good at it. But when you're about 4 pints deep and in the company of some great new friends, it really doesn't matter how good you are or aren't at playing some billiards. I was more than happy to pair up with somebody a lot more talented than me. My only job was just keeping the cue ball away from the 8. I stood in that bar at 3 a.m. on a Tuesday and fully appreciated just how rare this experience was. It was around the time a secretary asked me to pick her up with one arm to see if farmers in Texas are really that strong that I realized that some of the best nights begin in disappointment.